welcome back to Tren Spirit. Today, we got a special guest, an IFBB pro from Spain?
No.
Or not
Mexico.
Spain. Whoops. From Mexico. I don't know why I said Spain. That would make so much more sense. You told me you're coming out from... Anyways, we have an IFBB pro from Spain that I've definitely seen in the industry for quite a few years now. Dude is absolutely massive, crazy, amazing physique. Has been on the Olympia stage.
Thank you.
This is Ismael. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Bet. Nice. Hell yeah. This guy is he's literally about to jump on his what show is this? How many shows have you done so far?
How many shows? Like 38, 39.
39? Holy crap, bro. That's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes.
Damn, I need to step my game up. Hell yeah.
Shows in USA, in Brazil, Italia, Spain, Canada, Mexico. Yes.
Nice. That's sick, dude. Wow. Traveling all over. That's kind of one of the cool things I think about like bodybuilding. It's like if you can get over the stress of having to travel, go on the plane, like the water retention you gain from being on the plane and stuff. It's like you got to travel to a lot of different places, like being an athlete and like showing off your work. I feel like it's super rewarding if you get over the fact that you're like starving to death.
Yes. It's very difficult. And how do you say, la recompensa para mí es simplemente estar haciendo lo que me gusta sin importar a veces el resultado que obtenga, como es algo que me apasiona hacer y por eso lo sigo haciendo.
Yeah, so he's saying that for him, the reward is much bigger than anything else that goes into bodybuilding. He truly loves doing it, and that's why he always pushes to be the best.
Mm-hmm. I love that, bro. I love that. I definitely resonate with that too. I've actually kind of felt like a little, felt re-inspired recently, you know, because I took a big break off of like competing because like COVID happened and everything, and I wasn't competing at all during COVID. And then like my priorities changed because my social media started growing and I started doing coaching and things like that. But it's like after all that time, it's like you always get that itch, you know, that itch is always like there and it comes back.
¿Cuáles son tus expectativas el próximo año en el nivel de competencia competitivo y a nivel de redes sociales?
He's saying that's really awesome how you took that time to really like address what season you're in and dedicate your time to grow your coaching business during this time. But now he's asking if you plan on getting more serious with competing, what your methods and goals are when it comes to competing, but also social media and your online business.
Yeah, so that's going to be a hard thing to balance for sure. It's going to be hella hard. But I guess what I'm saying is that I'm definitely ready to step on stage again. I have been putting my body through a lot of stress and trying to be shredded like year round for the last few years. And I realized that honestly, in focusing on building mass and competing again, even though the strenuous part comes in when you're really doing that prep and then you're stepping on stage, like allowing myself to get a little heavier and eat more food and feel my body, feel my hypertrophy, gain some actual muscle. I think that might be good for me, not just like physically, but also mentally, if that makes sense.
Sí, es un proceso que tienes que llevar y lo entiendo perfectamente. Siempre uno quiere verse bien, definido y gustarse, ¿no? También como que ver ese trabajo que se ve más a detalle cuando tu porcentaje de grasa está muy bajo pero es muy estresante a la vez también mantenerse en esa condición. Pero pues como te digo, siempre hay que subir un poquito más de peso y para poder ganar esa masa muscular que deseamos para llegar al nivel, ¿no? El nivel y las formas, simetría y todo lo que se requiere para ganar, ¿no? O para estar en los primeros lugares.
Yeah, so it's a complete challenge when you're in social media and you feel the need to always stay lean and always
Yeah,
stay shredded and on top of things. And it really starts getting to your mind once you start gaining that little small percentage of body fat,
Yeah.
even though most people would say you're still lean, but in your head, you really analyze it and you say, like, I've really gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the sport, that's really what you need to do is allow yourself the time to grow, build that symmetry and those proportions that you need. And that's how you really go far in it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that too. I think it's just a relative perspective of bodybuilding. People don't realize like the whole body dysmorphia comes in from like when you see yourself at your best. Because you're always like, a lot of people, it's easy for people to compare themselves to others. And they say always compare yourself to yourself, you know, try to become better.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, people will always also do that too. And if they're trying to become better, you're most definitely going to compare yourself to yourself. So that moment that you like have to relax and let your body grow, it's hard to like turn that switch so quickly and just be like, no, this rest is necessary. Like I have a tank that I need to refuel because otherwise I'm just not going to run optimally. Because you just see yourself like, and you're like, oh shit, I look like fat.
Yeah.
You know?
Sí.
Yeah.
Y pues pienso que también, como nosotros estamos expuestos a la gente que nos sigue o que ve en las redes sociales, quieras o no, hay muchas personas que también esperan algo de ti, ¿no? O tanto físicamente o lo que tú estés promoviendo en tus redes sociales. Y uno también se siente así como que presionado, que no debería ser así, ¿no? No debería ser más bien llevar tu ritmo y trabajar en tus objetivos y seguir avanzando y seguir trabajando en lo que te gusta, si es en eso o tus negocios o tus objetivos y sueños, ¿no?
Yeah, there's always these big expectations on social media, and he witnesses it a lot with his followers of they're always keeping up with how he's looking, and even if he's in an off season, they're still asking like, why do you look like that? But he believes people should be more understanding of what it takes to really go far in the sport. And at the same time with him, Ismael has his businesses going on.
Right.
So there's a lot of work that has to go into all these different things. So always maintaining that isn't necessarily possible or the best.
Yeah, dude. It's literally almost impossible it is impossible to maintain your peak physique. It's absolutely impossible. Like your body needs a rest, like nutrition. Your body needs a recoup. Sorry. You just put yourself through so much stress in anything that resembles like a peak week in bodybuilding. You know what I mean? From like how hard you're dieting, from the dehydration, from how much strenuous exercise you're doing, how much cardio you're doing. Like you just really need to like monitor your health. And I guess people don't realize that like life and even in like every sport, you know, we run in cycles, you know, we have off seasons in a lot of different sports. You know, you have time where you need to grow, you have time where you need to practice, then you have game time, you know, being in season. Same thing with bulking and cutting. Like you can't, there's like debates in the industry regarding like main gaining, like staying fairly lean while gaining muscle. But the reality, as from what I've seen it, is that you have to get soft. You have to have a real off season and a long period of time to actually eat a lot of food in order to gain some muscle. So you gotta like bulk and cut. You don't have the dirty bulk, but you have to bulk. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sí, entiendo. Igual y no solo enfocarte en eso, sino que también tienes que estar equilibrado en todas tus zonas, tanto como tu familia, dedicar tiempo a eso y como eso el trabajo también, pues también es parte de nuestro trabajo también entrenar, ¿no?
Yeah.
¿no? Pues, y afortunadamente, pues, podemos monetizar, pues, esto y poder vivir, ¿no? De esto. Eso es lo padre.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot that goes into it with what you just mentioned. But with him, he finds that it's also challenging, you know, balancing your family, your friends, the sport itself, your businesses. But there's a lot that goes into it. And he's just grateful to be able to monetize and enjoy what he does, and at the same time have it provide for his life.
I agree with that. Yeah. So actually, going back on monetize, I'm actually kind of curious. I've seen other people talk about this in podcasts, and people love to hear this information. I know that I know that we're all like resilient to tell people because we're like, oh, we're worried they're going to judge us and stuff. But people like to know how much us bodybuilders make, like off of social media. And I'll say mine as well if you say yours. But like I was listening to a podcast. What was it? I was listening to a podcast with Jesse James West. Do you know Jesse James West?
Don't Be Sour with Max Tune.
Oh yeah.
I love that podcast.
Yeah, dude, it was sick. And Max just kept pressing him and pushing him. And he's like, bro, like, just tell me how much you make. Right? And then he spilled it. And we're like, holy shit.
Mind blowing.
Yeah. But then again, he put in the fucking work. Like, congrats to him. You know what I mean? Like, kudos. He deserves all of that. Like, there's no one else that could be doing what he's doing right now because there isn't. And that's why he's the only one. So, you know, if you don't mind me asking, like with your coaching, your sponsorships, and then everything in bodybuilding, like how much would you say that you're making per month or per year?
Realmente yo no soy el de las finanzas, mi esposa es la que maneja todo eso, pero tengo una perspectiva. Yo monetizo YouTube, monetizo Facebook, y tengo coaching, tengo patrocinio, Evogen, y tengo una marca de ropa que es esta. Todas tienen ingresos y exactamente no tengo los números, pero te doy así como un general. Con eso yo puedo mantenerme a mí, mantenerme a mi esposa, mantener a mi hijo. Tengo como 3 empleados en casa que les pago un sueldo mensual. Y estoy haciendo mi patrimonio. ¿Cómo se dice? Estoy pagando una casa propia. Y estoy invirtiendo en otros negocios que sé que me van a dar más. A lo mejor no sabría decirte cuánto, pero yo gasto bastante al mes por todos los pagos que tengo que hacer y no sabría así decirte. No sabría así decirte. Pero una aprox como ¿cuánto sería? No es mucho. Como por mes, yo pienso que
Okay, so he's saying that he can't tell you an exact number because he works as a team with his wife. So his wife is pretty much like the numbers person that always manages that.
Gotcha.
But he can give you an approximation of everything. So right now he really monetizes on YouTube, Facebook, his coaching, his sponsorships, and then he also has his clothing line, which is I Am Collection, and he's wearing a tank right now. And with all that combined, he also has 3 in-house employees that really help him out with everything.
Nice.
And yeah, putting all those together, he says he can give you an approximation of about like is what he's pulling in through all those sources.
Okay, nice.
A veces es más, porque hay temporadas en las que, ¿cómo se dice? Como que son promociones en ropa y así que la gente ve como Black Friday y así.
Yeah. So he's saying that's like an average number if you look at every month and add it up and then divide it by the number of months. But he says there's some months where it's like a lot more due to promotions that he may be running on his website for his clothing or campaigns he might be running for coaching. So yeah, the number always varies, but he would say that's about the average.
Okay,
Y cada, se puede decir como que cada mes o cada mes va subiendo más. Va subiendo más porque como que entre más alcance tengas en redes sociales, pues más sube tu ingreso, ¿no?
And he notices that it's been a lot of exponential growth with his income. So that's where he's at right now. And as things keep moving forward, he always sees that number climbing, which is awesome for him.
nice. Oh, dude, that's a good feeling. Fuck yeah. Wait, okay, so you said about like per month then. You said.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what does mean in Mexico? Like it is in Spanish.
Yeah, I saw your face go like, whoa, mil is 1,000.
Meal is 1,000? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was like saying what was he referring to about like 1,000 or something?
Oh, he was
Is
saying
that from a specific source?
he was saying like around.
Oh,
So
okay.
he was like
Okay.
doing some mental
Okay.
math and
Nice,
said,
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Pero dólares.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Saying dollars. Because
No.
there's always the confusion in pesos and
that's-
dollars.
That's awesome, dude. That's coming from a top IFBB pro, like bodybuilder, right? Like it is so hard to monetize in bodybuilding, and people don't realize that. Like, dude, it's a great sport, and it requires so much work and so much dedication. But it's just not. You just don't make money off of it. Not like any other sport. You know what I mean? Like, what, like NFL? Well, that's the NFL too. But like, say that you're pro basketball, pro football player. Dude, they're always making in the millions easily. Like easily. You know what I mean? That's like average. So
Tengo conocidos que hacen que igual vienen de redes sociales y hacen como 75, 85 mil, 75, 80, 85 mil por mes.
He says, yeah, it's crazy to see how you can monetize nowadays through bodybuilding and fitness. He's got a lot of friends that he looks up to that are pulling in anywhere from like $75,000 to $85,000 a month.
Por mes.
damn.
Yeah.
What friends are these, dude? They can hook us up. Jesus, crazy. Yeah, but that's you said some of your friends are. I'm assuming from like social media and businesses.
Por redes sociales. Son también se dedican a hacer contenido de ejercicios, así.
In Mexico?
Sí.
Yeah, so he knows these people through social media, and they're from Mexico as well.
Okay.
They've really learned how to monetize and
Hell yeah,
create
dude.
wealth through what they know.
Congrats to them. That's fucking sick. Yeah, man. It really comes down to like if you want to be a bodybuilder, the number one way for you to make money is going to be social media. That's like everything in marketing right now is through social media. So like trying to think about how much I make, honestly. And honestly, thank you, fucking like Young LA helped change my life because they were definitely like the first sponsor to pay me a good amount where I could actually drop one-on-one coaching in order to focus more time on expanding with content. Because I personally believe like content is like, if you can get your social media big, then that's going to be your key to being able to monetize whatever you want, especially if you want to create your own business. You know what I mean? And then obviously, have other athletes to like, promote your stuff. But I guess I'd say I'm making anywhere from with like my programs and my coaching team through my app, supplement sponsor, clothing sponsor. Dude, I get like nothing from YouTube revenue, to be honest. I make like 1.5 a month from YouTube revenue, and I spend more than 1.5K on my video editors. So that's where it all goes. But I'd say I'm making roughly around 20K if I'm doing really well. And this is the most I've made in my entire life.
25,000, 30,000.
Sí.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
But yeah, this is the most I've made in my entire life. As of like 2 months ago when I joined my new supplement sponsor and everything, it's literally because people are supporting me by using my code. That's the only reason that I'm able to like make money at all and like continue making this content, is just because people are supporting. Because otherwise, I don't make anything from YouTube revenue and nothing to support myself. My app really doesn't make that much at all. My coaching team, I don't make too much off of that. Like I could probably make more if I did one-on-one coaching, which I may do again in the future, but I really, really want to invest on making like content and doing podcasts like this. You know what I mean? I feel like I could reach a greater audience and help a greater amount of people by doing something like this. It's really just my sponsors, dude. If I didn't have the sponsors that help me, then I wouldn't have shit.
Oh, ¿tiene aplicación él?
He's asking like more about your application, your app for coaching, and how that's been for you.
It hasn't been that great because I don't know. I feel like people are not so inclined to use apps anymore. What I'm trying to express to people is that with my app and my programs, which I've based off of my own workouts, like I really am trying to create a community. So I'm trying to have everyone who buys the app or who like subscribes and grabs their, gets their custom program from me through the app, to join the Facebook group. So like I can have a community that I can talk with. I can share, like I can even do live streams. I can post more exclusive content. But it seems like not a lot of people, I feel like only half of the people that do the app join the Facebook group. Okay, so and then the other half, I guess they just maybe don't really want to be a part of it.
Yeah,
I don't really know.
Those are the real ones.
Or maybe they just want to like, stay in their lane, I guess, which is cool too.
Yeah.
But when they do that, it's like a lot harder for me to like stay in contact with them and do what I could help other people with if I was doing one-on-one coaching. Because like when I was doing one-on-one coaching, like I started at like 250, then I started charging 500 a month. Then at one point when like my time was very, very, very like scarce, and I was like, I had so much on my plate, I upped it to over 1,000 a month. Just for coaching, one-on-one coaching. I mean, obviously we'd have calls like all the time. They'd be able to text me anytime. I'd create their program and remake it every single week. So there was a lot included, but that's a hefty price compared to like, the custom programs to their app, which are like $37 or less, depending on like if there's a sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a big difference. So I'm just trying to like scale it and help more people, but the amount I'm making is absolutely no difference from the program versus coaching. Like I'm making less from the app now than I was when I was actually doing coaching, which is fine because like, my focus is elsewhere. My focus is on content now.
Muy bien. Very good.
Pienso que si más energía estaría mejor.
Sí.
Sí.
Bueno, sí.
Preguntas, como sea.
Dile que se me da un churro. Ah, no es cierto.
He's saying he feels so low on energy right now, but he's trying to bring that energy up for the podcast.
Dude, I freaking bet, bro. You're like what, a day out? Isn't it tomorrow? Or today's Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, on Saturday, dude. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you're 2 days out, bro. That's insane. I mean, are you carving up today, or are you gonna carve up tomorrow too?
No, today,
or just tomorrow?
No, today.
Okay.
But aún no siento todavía como los carbohidratos, como que es muy poquito todavía lo que llevo.
Yeah, so today is his first day carving up, but so far he's about 4 meals in. Mm-hmm. 4 meals in, he's still not really feeling it kick in.
Oh man! How many carbs have you had so far? Man's looking at his program.
Rice 100, but 100, ¿cómo se dice crudo?
100 grams of rice.
100 grams of rice, pretty much uncooked. So he's been weighing it all uncooked and then
Okay.
going from there.
And then 100 grams of cream rice, and then 100 grams of rice again. Then another 100 grams of cream of rice. Whoa, how many meals is that, bro? Holy shit, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
He's got 9 going so far.
9 meals today? Damn.
Yes.
9 meals today. Holy shit. It's like eating every 2 hours, every 1 hour?
Yes.
Crazy.
I have another meal. My backpack.
Wow. That's that's it. That's dedication for sure. I remember I had a lot of meals when I was about to go on stage, but I don't remember it being 9. It's probably like 7 or something.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I was like eating 7 meals or something. That's crazy, dude.
Yes.
Well, I mean, then again, that's definitely the most optimal way for you to fill back out with glycogen. Constantly eating those carbs, like throughout the entire day. Yeah.
O sea, me está preguntando, ya se me fue la onda. ¿Me está preguntando o me está afirmando?
Te está firmando.
Ah, okay.
Sí.
Okay. Yes.
What does that mean?
He was asking, because when I translated it, it came off. Some things don't translate like the way they should.
Okay.
So he was asking if it was more so of an affirmation or more so you asking if carbing up is a way to restore that glycogen. So I was saying, no, it's definitely like an affirmation of saying you're doing the right thing by pushing those many meals to restore that glycogen.
Yeah. Right. Slowly over the course of the day, right? And I guess the insulin sensitivity even increases throughout the end of the day as well. So it's like you can't just push all your carbs towards the end of the day or something like before your show. Like you really got to like take some time. Plus, like the amount of carbs that, IFBB pros are eating before stage, like your stomach gets so full after not eating for so long, right? Not eating very much volume, your stomach just starts fucking coming out. And
After the show?
oh, well, like during the carb up as well. So it's like you want to make sure that you don't have you're not bloated on stage, right? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, if you have a baby, it's gonna make your waist look that much bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pasa.
Sí.
Una vez, 5 minutos antes de subirme al show, o sea, al competir, 5 minutos, me comí una hamburguesa entera. Y me fue bien, gané.
He gets a hamburger in 5 minutes?
He's mentioning one day right before stepping on stage, 5 minutes before stepping on stage, he had this huge hamburger.
Oh.
Just got it down and then ended up winning the entire show.
No way! 5 minutes before stage?
Gané y pasé y califiqué al Mr Olympia.
So he won and then qualified for Mr. Olympia that time.
That's insane. 5 minutes before stage. I'm like, you're digesting when you're on stage too. It's literally, well, see, I kind of see how that kind of makes some sense. You know what I mean? Consuming the carbs, even sometimes consuming the fats, because the fats are like a base. If you don't have your fats, then you're going to be utilizing carbs for the energy that you would be utilizing the fats for, and then the carbs won't be shuttled in as glycogen, right? Plus the fats just like help with your energy. And honestly, the more fats you consume, the more fat energy you have in your body, I think the easier it is to digest the food that you're consuming, because digesting that much food just requires so much of your energy. And then finally, I think the sodium, there's this thing where bodybuilders and a lot of coaches have their clients eat sodium the day before, like a burger. But I personally, like from all my own little experiments for my own peak week, I mean, everybody differs, right? Everybody differs. Some people might need more electrolytes beforehand. Maybe they respond to less. But I've noticed that like my driest and most pumped up look comes out when I save the sodium for right before stage. Like I'm like dehydrated, right? I'm very dry, I'm very flat. But then I start having some sodium with just a little bit of water, just a little bit. And then I immediately continue to pump up and keep flexing the entire time to make sure that I'm like shuttling that to the muscles, having blood flow, having water in the muscles. And then that gets me that like full, like veiny, hard look. You know what I mean? I feel like if I have too much sodium in like a burger the night before the show, then I feel like I start holding a little bit of water.
Mm,
That's why there's a little, yeah, I don't know.
sí. Es como lo estoy haciendo ahora. Que estoy controlando la cantidad.
Yeah.
Sí.
He says he's right there with you on that. That's his first time taking that approach when it comes to sodium, for this show specifically.
Doing the last minute sodium rather than
Yeah, really monitoring it the day before, and then doing what you just mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I feel that too. And I feel like coaches I feel like some coaches don't realize that like the sodium beforehand might affect some people because they're also having their clients take things like diazide, like very, very hard prescription like diuretics, right? Which I guess in a, I don't know, it's very like conflicting whether or not like, oh, you taking diazide and then also having some sodium is going to help you like fill out the day after. But personally, maybe you do need a little bit of extra electrolytes when you're taking that diazide, so you're not cramping at night and you have crazy constipation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's definitely just so many variables that people play with, and I feel like if you're not going to be taking everything under the sun, then probably saving that sodium for like the day of tends to be the most optimal, I think.
Oh, muy bien.
Yeah. So I was thinking we could like go back real quick to like how much we're making and the money real quick, because there's a question I was curious about. But what's because I know like the conversion rate, you know, Mexico versus America, you know, American money is a lot more expensive. And living in America is also a lot more expensive. What's the tax like in Mexico?
¿Cómo funcionan los taxis en México?
Oh, es complicado, pero allá es como 15, 20%. La verdad yo no estoy muy familiarizado, la que sabe al 100 es mi esposa. Pero es como 15, 20%, algo así.
Saying it's very complicated when it comes to taxes. And once again, he doesn't really handle that side of the business. His wife does.
Oh, his wife does?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he's saying he believes it's about 15 to 20% that he gets taxed on.
Okay. Like he probably sees like 15 to 20% of his total income just disappear.
Sí, no te lo regresan. No te lo regresan.
Says, yeah, that's gone, and they don't give it back to you.
I feel that, bro. Dude, California's rough, man.
Yeah, especially if you're self-employed.
Yeah,
it's really rough.
Dude, it's rough, man. I try to write off as much as I can, but dude, I feel like I feel like a third of my check at least just disappears. Sometimes I feel like I'm like expect half so that I'm happy when it actually disappears.
Yeah.
Because like a third of, I feel like a third of what I make, like, you know, goes away, and then the like a good half of what I have remaining, I have to like try to invest back into my business. You know what I mean? That's the thing about like being self-employed and then also being a bodybuilder. Like being a bodybuilder is expensive. It's like really expensive. You know what I mean? Then making content for social media is also expensive because you want to make sure you outsource other people so you can make more content. Like if you're editing everything yourself, there's no chance you're going to be able to make. There's no chance you're going to be able to do all three platforms properly. You know what I'm saying? And if you are, I don't know, you're an absolute god.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like half of what I make goes into like, you know, computer equipment, you know, equipment for the podcast, video editors, filmers, bodybuilding supplies, bodybuilding supplements, my food and my nutrition, my diet. If I do go back into, you know, competing, getting a freaking coach, you know, getting another coach, competitions in the TANs, I guess, unless you have a sponsor, right? So it builds up, dude. It does. Yeah. And then like the last half, I'm trying to just save in multiple portfolios and then hopefully try to give back to my family at some point. I don't even know if they know that, but I don't want to let them know because I don't want them to expect anything from me. Yeah. But I definitely thank them for, even though they were super rough when I was a kid, you know, they still cared about me being successful, which, you know, matters. So hopefully if I can like invest properly and smartly, then I'll have something to give back at some point. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Self-employment, it's a mindfuck.
Claro. Sí, está muy bien. Sé que es difícil, o sea, pues crear contenido y todo y crecer, ¿no? Para poder sostener pues un equipo y a tu familia, ¿no? También. Este, Te entiendo perfectamente. Sí.
Yeah, he's saying that he understands all that goes into that, you know, outsourcing, the editing, keeping up with reinvesting into the business, and then always making sure that you're able to give back to your family.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot, man. For sure. And I feel like just being self-employed too is like a big thing, because it's like, how easy is it for you, especially with the bodybuilding mindset of like always being driven to like continue working? Just how easy is it for you to like make sure you give yourself some free time? Like make sure you're just like present and you have like a moment to do nothing. You know what I mean?
Pues siempre tengo como el pensamiento de generar más, porque como de mí depende muchas personas, como mi familia directa y el equipo, y yo me siento muy comprometido en hacerlos crecer, no solo crecer yo, sino crecer ellos, que ellos crezcan conmigo. Entonces, siempre estoy como pensando en crear más contenido, cómo generar más. Pero sí llega el momento en el que sí, obviamente, sí apago el botón y me pongo a ver una serie nueva que ya salió.
Sí.
Pero por lo regular es en las noches, ya antes de dormir. Sí, no siempre, pero sí.
So it's definitely always on his mind. He finds it hard to really switch that button off and mentally shut off when it comes to work. And for him, the main reasons are he's always thinking about ways to get better, ways to improve, due to him having a family that depends on him, and then also a team that he really wants to help grow, not just within his business but also as individuals, so that they can grow. And yeah, so those are, some of his top goals and why he is always thinking about work and ways to get better. But he definitely finds the time to, shut off, watch a TV series at night when he can, and spend some time with his family.
Nice, dude. I don't remember the last time I freaking watched TV though, bro. I need to take a moment, honestly. Yeah. I think that's like probably one of the important things that people need to realize is that like before it's all over, it's going to be over. It's going to be gone. And if you spend your entire life just being stressed out, constantly working, you'll realize that when it's over, maybe you could have spent a little bit more time being happy. I heard that there's like the biggest regret that people have before they die is wishing they had just chosen to be happier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and I think it is really important for us to like truly recharge, take a break and recharge and maybe even meditate, because it's in those moments after we are recharging where we're going to run the most optimally. You know what I mean? Like if you really set aside some time for you to take a break and then schedule your time for work, I truly believe that those less hours that you decide to work are going to be more efficient. And so really you might get the same amount of work done regardless anyways, except now you just had some free time too.
Qué buena mentalidad. ¿Y tú meditas?
Saying what a great way to put things, and that he really loves your mentality on that aspect.
Thanks, man.
He's asking if you meditate and how that goes for you.
Yeah, I do meditate. I try to meditate every morning, but I don't. I feel like I meditate. Maybe I feel like I do every other morning, but I realize that it's a really, really effective way for me to start my day, but also like be very efficient and be happy about my day. Because if I don't start with a meditation, a lot of the times I'm trying to like post on social media or on Instagram early in the morning. Say that I wake up at 8:30 and then I want to post by 9. I'm on my phone immediately, like right when I wake up. And the moment I'm on my phone, the thing is like that explore page just hits you with whatever it thinks you want to see, even though most of the time I really don't want to see that shit early in the morning. I probably need to save a little bit more mental health stuff, but instead I save a lot of the fitness industry. So it's like I get hit with work immediately in the morning, and that already sets me in a mindset where I'm like comparing myself. I'm like comparing myself to others. I'm like, I could do better. I'm doing like shit right now. I'm not doing well. I'm not comparing myself to myself. I'm comparing myself to others. And so that puts me in the mindset of not having abundance, and even worse, not having the excitement to play the game of life that I'm playing, to go in there and do the career that I've always wanted to do. You know what I mean? I think passion and excitement is probably one of the most important things when it comes to creating the life you want to create. Because if you don't have that passion and excitement, then your content and whatever you're creating is probably gonna reflect that, right? It's probably gonna reflect that. So I just find meditation to be an effective way to start my mornings.
O sea, lo primero es agradecer y también te da sabiduría, ¿no? Te da sabiduría, le preguntaría.
Yeah, so he's asking if for you meditating, does that help you like just be more grateful of the situation that you're in? But then also, do you feel like it gives you more wisdom?
I wouldn't say wisdom exactly. That would be sick. But I would say it gives me more, it allows me to have greater control over my mindset. It allows me to have more peace throughout the day. It allows me to have greater positive thinking. And I think positive thinking is a very, very, very important aspect into, like, if you're trying to become successful, I think it's a very important thing to incorporate. Yeah. And I think staying and remaining grounded is powerful as well. Because if you always have your head in the clouds and you're always distracted, it makes it that much harder for you to like focus on your passion and be truly like excited about it.
Claro. Yo la verdad no tengo ¿cómo se puede decir? La costumbre, sí, costumbre de meditar. Lo he hecho contadas las ocasiones con la mano, o sea, 2, 3, 4, 5 veces, porque a mi esposa le encanta ese tema y es padre saber que puedes controlar tu mente y poder pues llevarla a situaciones o poder controlar las situaciones, ¿no? Que pasan en la vida diaria, ¿no? Sí.
Saying, man, I really admire you for being able to do that and meditate. He says he can only maybe count with his fingers in both hands the amount of times he's meditated. And his wife loves doing it. She's really into it. And he strives to get into it more because he finds it so amazing how you can really control your mind.
Yeah.
And really change the way that you think.
Right. Reality, like your reality is in here. It's everything. So if you can control that, then you can really control your life. Really take control of your life.
¿Has tenido momentos de ¿cómo se dice? Ansiedad. Sí, ansiedad. ¿Se puede decir? Cuando te sientes así como... Es como un tipo de enfermedad, ¿no?
Sí. Have you ever experienced moments where you have like really severe anxiety?
Oh, dude, all the time, bro. Especially when you're like bodybuilding too. As you get closer to the stage and if your estrogen's dropping and everything, then your heart rate just increases. You get a lot of anxiety, not just from the fact that you're about to step on stage and compete, but also from like your health, right? Like what you're doing, like the fact that maybe your estrogen might be coming in low when you're trying to get really, really lean for the stage. And those are really, really hard moments. They really are. But I really do find taking a moment to just step away from the phone, step away from literally all my worries, and meditate on my body, staying grounded, staying connected to the universe, I feel truly gives me like a sense of stillness. And in doing so, it almost allows me to have the space in my mind to truly have myself believe that I'm going to be okay, that I am where I'm supposed to be, and that I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing right now. If that makes sense.
Sí. Sí. ¿Alguna pregunta que quisiera hacer por último? Yo me preguntaba si murieras mañana, ¿qué sería lo último que harías? Si murieras mañana.
He says with him, a big question that he has is he always asks himself, if I were to die tomorrow, what would be the next thing that I do? Like, where's my focus at? And he wants to ask you that question. If you knew you were going to die tomorrow, like what would be the first thing that you would want to address or do?
Whew. Damn, bro. Probably eat some ice cream. Yeah. I'm like, I'm not gonna worry about my physique tomorrow. I'm gonna eat some ice cream. I'd probably tell all the people that are close to me that I love them.
Okay.
I'd probably tell everybody that I could contact that I love them, honestly. Even the people that just like subscribe to me or whatever, just tell them that I appreciate them as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are the two things I could think of. Ice cream and yeah.
Love you all.
Yeah.
¿Sí le entendiste?
Sí.
Sí.
Creo que sí, que comería un helado y hablaría con las personas que ama, ¿no?
Sí.
Uh-huh. Muy bien. Very good.
Okay, so now you got to tell me yours. Yeah, what would you do?
Yo pienso que sí, tal vez haría un video para las personas que amo. Tal vez no sé si tenga el tiempo de marcarle hacia todas las personas, pero haría un video y pasaría, yo creo, el tiempo con mi hijo y mi esposa los últimos minutos. Y igual me comería un postre bien rico, uno con galleta y chocolate.
Going right back to what you said, he would first of all start off by making a video.
Comería todo lo que no he comido en meses, años, así sin parar.
Qué bien. Entonces la galleta con chocolate sería lo principal.
Lo principal y todo.
So yeah, he would start off by making a video and then really spending those last final minutes with his son and his wife, and really enjoying that quality time with them. And he would also go into some food. So for him, the number one thing that he would want to do is just have like a big chunky cookie with a lot of chocolate in it.
Yeah.
That would be like his thing. And then also just go ham on all the food that he hasn't been able to eat in the past couple of years and months.
Sounds like me. Yeah. I think we'd do the same thing. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. You guys kind of just gave me a question that I think I want to like ask on my podcast from now on. That's a good ass question.
Yeah.
Really yeah, that's a really good ass question.
Qué bien.
I'm going to press the recording button one more time.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
And then Young LA Clothes, code Nyle for a discount on that. Huge supplements, the pre-workout, and protein that I take as well. Code Nyle. And then if you guys are feeling symptoms of low T, then I would get your blood work done, get some medical advice. You could do so by hitting up my bodybuilding-friendly HRG clinic with the link in the description below.
¿Y como que te duele la cabeza? ¿O nomás la presión?
Las orejas.
No, tal vez sean los ajustes que no estén bien. Dice que nomás iba a volver a apretarle al botón para que siga grabando y que pronto terminaba.
Ah, ok.
Ujú.
Oh, dude, are those Get Raw joggers? Dang.
Hmm?
We can't have you on this podcast anymore. We're strictly young away here.
Dice que ya no te puede detener en el podcast
¿Por qué?
porque traes joggers de Raw.
Code Nyle, not Ismael.
Solo Young LA.
Ah. Entonces dile que me venda un pants.
He said he'll take those off and put on some Young LA.
Bet. Okay, so now I got a question for you. If you had one superpower in the world, what would it be?
Yo pienso que poder comer todo y no engordar y que tener un físico. Comer y comer y comer.
It would be to just be able to eat anything and not gain body fat.
That is my second superpower. That's so funny. That's so funny, bro.
Es su segunda.
The bodybuilder
Para él.
problems.
Mhm.
So I think if I had a superpower, second one would definitely be eat whatever I want and not get fat. Dude, I think that's just a thing for like guys who are short, and then also guys who are like darker skinned, like you and I. I've noticed that like the darker the skin, commonly, like the darker your ethnicity, the more like it's like carb sensitive we are. Like we blow up on carbs more. Like we don't require as much calories to sustain ourselves, which is like nice because then we don't have to buy that much food or eat that much. But then, you know, most of us just want to enjoy food.
¿Sensitivo se refiere como a que retiene todo o cómo?
Sí, que retienes y comes demasiado. Como que el cuerpo no necesita demasiadas calorías para
Para
sostenerse.
sostenerse. O y él se refiere que alguien que es más moreno, más negro, es menos sensitivo.
Más sensitivo.
Ah, más sensitivo. Oh, esto está loco. No sabía.
It's the first time he's ever heard that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, for example, very, very, very tall white people, I see tend to need the most calories. So like super, super tall white guys. I don't know. David Lade maybe. Who else is super white and big? I don't know. What's his name? Thor. Like all those guys tend to need like at least 4,000 calories, it seems, to like gain some weight, if not more. You know what I mean? The taller and the wider, it seems. I feel like black people, it really depends. But I do notice that like they tend to be more carb sensitive. So they tend to fill out and also look more watery with more carbs. I noticed that with Filipinos, Pacific Islanders as well. They also all seem to not be able to eat as much calories or require as much calories to sustain themselves, right? It might be something in our diets. I don't know. Filipinos, they don't really have the most healthy of diets, but there is a lot of carbs. There's a lot of rice. There's a lot of sugars. And then you have people like, you know, East Asians who are like pretty pale, like on the lighter side. A lot of East Asians, they tend to need more calories than like the darker Asians as well. Like they seem to like require, like they got big ass legs, but they seem to require more carbohydrates. They just seem to need more calories in order to build more muscle or to sustain themselves and maintain. Just an interesting thing that I've noticed.
Es interesante.
Yeah.
Qué loco. Yo pienso que soy de los que no necesita tantas alimentos, tantas calorías para sostener igual.
Yeah, he's saying it's so interesting to hear about that. And he finds that himself, he doesn't need as many calories
Yeah.
as well to maintain. And anything over that, you know, you just start spilling over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we're like pretty similar in height, pretty close. So we both definitely don't need that much. Oh, if you don't mind me asking, do you know how many calories, like how low your calories go when you have prepped for your last pro shows or this pro show?
Lo más bajo,
De calorías.
1650.
1,650.
1,650. That's pretty low. Yeah. Shit, dude. Fuck. The lowest I've ever gone but this was back when I was like natural, and I had to really push myself to get as lean as possible. But I think I was eating like 1,200 calories
Wow.
like a couple weeks before
12?
my show.
Es
Yeah.
1200.
Yeah, I'm in the 1,200. I'm sure that I'll be able to get leaner on higher calories now. But at the time, though, I was like fucking eating straight just grass leaves. Just chicken breast, cod, and straight leaves. It sucked.
Sí, es muy pesado, ¿no? Sostener eso durante varias semanas.
It's so hard to keep that sustainable.
Yeah, dude. It really is. But I don't know. I'm impressed with how many shows you've done, bro. This is your 39th, right? Going on your 40th show, bro. That's crazy.
Sí, yo ni me la creo. Cuando veo cuántos he hecho, no. Yo pienso, no, llevo muchos ya.
Yeah,
Nice.
he can't even believe it himself when he looks at the number that he's done and
Yeah.
looks back on every single show and realizes like, wow, it's really been that many.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's awesome, dude. That's amazing. You're a veteran, and like the way that you were like when we were first connecting about like connecting here when you were coming to San Diego, I was like, holy shit, this guy's gonna do a lot, and you're like a few days out. And honestly, it's because you have so much experience, man. You've been through this so many times that like I feel like you can take it, and you're able to like do other things at the same time because you've put yourself through so much stress that like you're a veteran, you know, you're experienced in this. Whereas other people who are new to prep, they're just like their brain is fogged to the max. They're not even there. They're not even present. They're just like, I don't even want to do anything. Mm-hmm. But you have enough drive to like, even when you're literally a day before the show, you're like, oh, let's collab. Let's hit a workout. I'm like, holy shit, dude. That's savage. That's awesome. Sí. Yeah. That's why you're doing so well, man, because you're fucking so determined.
Sí, como que pues me gusta pues hacer contenido y me apasiona, entonces siento como que lo tengo que hacer a pesar de que esté cansado, que no tenga ganas. Como hace rato estábamos en el cuarto y le decía a Diego que me sentía así como destruido, ¿no?
Sí. He's saying he loves it so much that even though so much goes into it, like he enjoys every single thing that he has to do. Collaborating with people, getting to network with new people and build those relationships, train, compete, that whole lifestyle. He just loves it. Even though earlier we were in the hotel room and he just felt like he was about to, give out as far as energy levels go, and just laid on the bed and stood there for a bit. But looking back on it, it just brings him joy.
That's awesome, bro. Fucking kudos to you.
Thank you.
That's sick. Well, I think there was one more thing that I wanted to ask, but to be honest, I forgot. So I think that calls it. I mean, do you guys have any other questions or anything else anything you want to like say to the audience? Anything you want to promote or talk about?
No se me viene nada a la mente, pero igual y no sé. No tengo idea. ¿Tú tienes alguna pregunta que nos quieras hacer?
No thoughts come to mind at the moment for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bet.
Mi mente está así como que...
Yeah, this guy's tired. No, I feel that, bro. I can't wait. Oh, wait. One last question. How many points are you right now for Olympia? Do you have like any points?
La verdad es que no competí todo este año. Apenas empecé a competir. Bueno, voy a empezar este sábado. Y hice un show después del Mr Olympia del año pasado y quedé en tercero. Y 5-4, tengo 3 puntos por ese show que quedé. Pero como ya no volví a competir, pues ahorita tengo que remontar o ganar. Uh-huh.
So it's the very first show of the season for him. He has not competed at all this year.
Oh, okay.
Competí para mejorar todo un año, casi todo el año.
Yeah, so he hasn't competed this whole year so far, and he tried to push it as far in as he could, just so he could take that time to really develop and grow and make it an effective off season. But he did compete right after the Olympia last year. So that gave him some points towards this season.
Nice.
And he took home 3rd place on that show.
Nice.
So his goals are to, take 1st place on this one or get a high enough ranking to keep adding on points.
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome. Like, yeah. I'm excited to see you, man. You're going to kill it. You're going to kill it on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for coming on this podcast, guys. That was really awesome. We had like some cool conversations there. Where can people follow you?
Muchas gracias, bro. Es un gusto estar aquí y que falta el entrenamiento. Me pueden encontrar en redes sociales, YouTube, Facebook, Ismael Martinez, y Instagram, TikTok, Ismael Martinez D.
It was a pleasure being here on the podcast, he says. And now he's so eager to train. He wants to go hit that workout in with you and just have a good time doing what you both love.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm so down. You're going to make me look so small, bro. Oh, man. I'm going to carb up beforehand. I know you are, because that's going to be right after your show, right? Oh, shit, dude. You're going to look filled out.
No te preocupes.
Do you know what you're going to eat after your show?
Me encantan los postres, bro. Los postres, galletas, pasteles.
Oh, cookies. Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Well, no, I'm excited for the workout too, man. It'll be sick. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. You can follow him on the social medias, as he said, right? TikTok, whatever, as Ismael Martinez.
Yeah, TikTok,
Facebook,
YouTube. Just search Ismael Martinez.
Okay, bet. Awesome. And yeah, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast again. Please rate us on Apple Podcasts, iTunes, not SoundCloud. What's the other one? Oh shit, I forgot. Spotify. Thanks. Also leave a comment if you want to ask Ismael any questions in YouTube. Let us know what you guys want to see. Give us a like, comment. It means the world. It means the world when you guys do. So thank you guys again. Love y'all. This is Transparent. Peace.